The rook belongs behind the passed pawn, friendly or enemy. This guideline is very well known and of course also very good, but maybe due to those two reasons it also leads to many mistakes in human play, because it is often used purely automatically. And this is obviously not the best way to play the royal game. Okay, but first I want to start, of course, with cases which support the guideline, and then we will see that there might be other arguments like flexibility of the rook, checking distance. Sometimes the rook may also be well placed on the same rank of the passed pawn. Okay, so Kyriakin Nisipianu, King's Tournament 2011, why to move and win? How did Sergei Kyriakin convert? The rook belongs behind the passed pawn, rook c2, and it also prevents that black activates the rook behind the white passed pawn. So rook c2 has these two functions, and now it is winning. And yeah, the rook does not want to blockade passed pawns. There it is very badly placed. And now white's rook dominates the whole board alone. And the rook wants to be used like this, of course. It is behind the passed pawn, adds his power to the power of the pawn, and so black's rook must stay there and can even fall into Zugzwang in some cases. And yeah, this must be winning, and indeed it is. And Nisipianu played h5, but after rook a2 he resigned because he is not in time to win the pawn back, and then white wins because his rook is so well placed, and of course because, protecting both extra pawns and adding his power to the power of the a6 pawn. So this is a case for the guideline, of course, and here it works very fine and dictates the play to the end. Okay, another case. Timur Rajabov, Ruslan Ponomaryov, FIDE Grand Prix Tournament, Zug 2013, why to move and win? To play e8 queen or to play something else? e8 queen, by the way, is also a typical mistake in human play. You have already the queen in your hand, you push the pawn, and now you want to see the queen on the board. But it would be a big mistake, as Baburin has pointed out in chess today. Now the position is a draw, as the counterplay with black's a pawn cannot really be dealt with. Okay, this would be a big mistake. But after rook b6 with a deadly threat, rook e6, black can resign. This is a typical maneuver. The rook belongs behind the passed pawn. Black's rook is well placed behind the passed pawn, but now white's rook will interfere. Typical maneuver, often overlooked in human play. Okay, and now, of course, white is winning, as the rook easily deals with the counterplay, while nobody will be able to deal with white's h pawn. So, Ponomaryov resign. Yeah, this is already dealt with in several endgame DVDs and in, of course, Mark Dvoretsky's excellent endgame manual. Here, Johannes Stekne managed to refute an old analysis by the Moscow player Vadim Kantorovich. White to move and win. He found it in 2003, so it's relatively new, and it shows how easy it is to overlook such an interference motive. King c4, and white wins. Because king g4 can be met by king b3, and then white's rook will get behind the passed pawn and interfere with black's rook. It's a typical maneuver, and now white wins. Yeah, here the guideline for the rook against pawn business comes into play. The king first. The king first. Yeah, and you guessed it. And now the king has already now the king cannot advance, so finally the pawn should be taken. Deadly zwischencheck, and white wins. Yeah, well done by Johannes Steckner, and so the whole position from the start is winning. I've given here more analysis to prove all the claims, but here I of course only want to emphasize this important maneuver, rook c4 check, and then interfering there. This is often overlooked in human play, and it is often very good, much better than marching, running with the king to wherever to b8 and then whatever. Then here it is a draw because it takes much time. But this just wins by 1 tap. So remember this important procedure, and it could of course also be used if the pawn is not on the 7th rank but on the 6th rank or whatever. It's often a very strong maneuver for the attacker to deal with the rook a2 behind the pass pawn. Okay, so far so good. The guideline is very good, no doubt about that. But how to defend with black and Lenderman Burned, German Bundesliga, Solingen, Berlin, 2012. To play rook f4 or to play something else? Black's king is on the dangerous long side and cannot fly to the short side of the pawn. So rook f4 loses. While pushing the pass, following the guideline, pushing the pass pawn. Yeah, there are really so many guidelines that for almost all such cases you could quote one, but okay, using them automatically alone obviously then doesn't work, because one says play this and the other says play something else. So only concrete calculation will do. And that this is a draw is not so easy, I see. It is more easy to see that rook f4 loses and then use the elimination method. Yeah, here black rook now protects the pass pawn and has options to give checks from many directions, and yeah, now it is a draw. White could play to promote his pawn, okie dokie, but now the rook can come behind it, the king comes, and you already see why this must be a draw. Black's counterplay, of course, is in time now. Ja, weil rook f4 loses. Black's king cannot fly to the safe side g8. It is caught on the long side of the pawn, and now it's a loss. White wins by this move, you should know. Rook f8, and then white will reach Lucena's famous winning position and then win by building a bridge. Yeah, the rook must be used in both directions. This is often important. So Lenderman went on to win after some further moves. Gashimov Stellwagen, European Team Championship 2009. Black to move. To play rook f4 following the guideline that the rook belongs behind the pass pawn, or rook b4 to get maximum checking distance. Rook b4 draws. Yeah, the White can try many things, but it's a draw. White cannot win. Now the rook can go behind the pass pawn. White wants to play rook g6 check, rook f6 behind the pass pawn, but this is just stopped. Black gives a body check, and the game is a draw. Yeah, body check, and yeah, the game is drawn. While rook f4 loses. Okay, the rook is behind the pass pawn, but the checking distance is too short. Only one square. Yeah, it's lost. Yeah, because now white is quick enough to win the race. Gashimov gave the body check himself, and Stellwagen resigned. So, the rook indeed does belong behind a pass pawn, be it a friendly pass pawn or an enemy pass pawn. This guideline is very good and valid, but it should never be used automatically. Sometimes the rook should be kept flexible so that it can go behind the pass pawn or do something else. Sometimes the rook can go to the rank of the pawn and protect it from there to play on both wings. Sometimes the defending rook, like in this example, should go to the other side to have maximum checking distance instead of being behind the pawn. Yeah, and sometimes the attacker has this maneuver if the defending rook is behind the passed pawn, then the attacking rook can interfere behind the pawn. So the guideline is good, but it is not enough to just know it by heart and then repeat it every morning in front of the mirror. That is not enough. Important is to develop an intuition, how to use it, and where are exceptions.